the Singapore Badminton Open 2019. And what a display was in this opening match by Nozomi Okuhara. 2 straight games, 21-8, 21-13. And now we will turn our attention to women's doubles, where the world champions, the number 3 seeds from Japan, Matsumoto and Nakahara, they will play Li and Zheng, the young up-and-coming pair from China. And here we got the draw of the women's doubles, and as you can see, it's the top half. And Li and Zheng is really surrounded by Japanese women's doubles pairs in that top half. 3 pairs in total, number 1, 3 and 6 seeds. And then, of course, the young pair from China. And here we got Matsumoto leading the players onto court with partner Okana Nakahara and the 2 Chinese players. There is Li Wenwei, and then the last is Zheng Yu. So the world champions are in the lead in the head-to-head between these 2 pairs. They played at the All England in early March, and as you can see, it went the full distance all the way, 21-18 in that 3rd and final game.
Black or red? You choose the red, you have the black. Receive. Serve. Who to serve? Li to serve. Which end? That's it. Who to receive?
So that was an interesting choice. Very, very often players are choosing ends first, given the opportunity. But that did not happen at this time. Li chose to serve, and the 2 Japanese chose the far end. And here we have the profile of Okana Nakahara, and they have moved up 1 rung on the world ranking from number 3 to number 2 from last week, and this is the highest they have ever been. They, of course, rose to some fame when they won that World Championship in Nanjing last year. And then here, Mayu Matsumoto, her partner, 23 years of age, and of course, the same ranking applies. And when Matsumoto is playing at her best, the partnership is definitely capable of winning against almost anyone they play. And here we have the way to this quarter-final for the 2 Japanese. And yesterday they were slightly pushed in that first game, winning 23-21 against the young Indonesian pair, but still in 36 minutes came through in 2 games. Their opponents, Li Wenwei, only 19 years of age, and as you can see, the ranking is the highest it's number 18. They've been number 18 on the world ranking for 2 weeks, and this week they are number 19, and that's based on 11 tournaments. Her partner, Zheng Yu, of course, the same thing applies, and what is very interesting that this young pair was only partnered up in October last year, and the first tournament they played was at the Denmark Open in October. And both of them, they have actually partnered Huang Dongping, who is presently number 2 in the world in the mixed doubles with her partner. And yesterday they fought a very hard match against Baek and Kim from Korea. In 63 minutes, they came through in 3 games.
Ready to play.
It's always interesting that the 2 players from China are what I would call relatively unknown when it comes to junior badminton. Normally we see players from China coming with a long list of wins as juniors, but it's only Li Wenmei who has won at junior level, and she got 2 bronzes at the World Junior Championship in 2017, winning a bronze in the women's doubles and the mixed doubles, where Chen Yu has never really achieved anything on junior level. And the court officials for this match is Stephen Ong, who's the umpire, who's from Malaysia, and the service judge is Shailesh Kulkarni of India. So it will be Li Wenmei to serve.
Ladies and
MATSUMOTO
gentlemen,
to receive.
on my right, Li Wenmei and Zheng Yu, China. And on my left, Mayu Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara, Japan. Li Wenmei to serve to Mayu Matsumoto. Level, play.
Oh, the drift kept that one in. It looked like he was going wide of that sideline, and Zheng Yu really so sure, but look at how the drift just kept it in, and all the players are smiling.
Service over, 1-0.
That's something that you always have to be aware of when you play big stadiums like this. And of course, the indoor stadium here in Singapore is a massive stadium. And when you combine that with the air conditioning in the place, of course, there is no doubt that you will have quite a drift sometimes. So the drift goes from the back of the 2 Chinese, which means that they play the fast end. And not only that, the drift is also coming from right to left, which means that you also have to watch out on that sideline as well.
Service over, 4-2.
But it is interesting, though, that this Japanese pair have overtaken their rivals from Japan, the reigning Olympic champions, Matsumoto and Takahashi, who has dropped down to number 3 in the world ranking, and Matsumoto and Nakahara moved up 1 place to number 2. And not only that, Japan has got yet another pair in the top 3, which is number 1, and that is Fukushima and Hirota. So as you can see, Japan really dominating women's doubles. However, it was extremely interesting last week at the Malaysian Open that Japan did not have 1 pair in the semi-final of the women's doubles. And we just saw a glimpse of Chinese coach Sao Yunlei. The best in the world on many occasions. Here we saw the constructive good defensive work by Nakahara. Look at that beautiful cross court, really well played. Good attacking skills there by Lee. Found the gap between the two opponents there at the centre of the court. And setting up partner really well at the net.
Service over, 5-6. Service over, 7-5. Service fault call, too high.
Fault called.
Shuttle, whole shuttle. The whole shuttle. Service over,
Service judge.
6-7.
Consider that Nakahara struck the shuttle higher than 115 centimeters, 1 meter and 15 centimeters. And this is what is really difficult for the two Chinese standing on this side of the court, is that all these flick services have a chance of really going long on that service line because it's so tricky to control it.
Service over, 7-8. Service over, 9-7. Service over, 8-9. Service fault call, too high.
Service fault called, this time
Service over,
Zheng Yu.
10-8.
So Japan has got 4 players in the top 6 of the world ranking at the moment.
Service over,
Tanaka
9,
and Yonemoto is number 6.
Service over, 11-9, interval.
And this means that Matsumoto and Nakahara goes into the mid-game interval with a lead of 11-9 in just 7 minutes. Good counter-attacking skills here by Matsumoto. A good opportunity on that backhand. Here we've got the confirmation. But despite the fact that Japan looks so strong and dominant in the women's doubles,
Got 1, 20 seconds.
kind of see signs of China starting to come back, because definitely Chen Qingchen and Jia Yifan, who won the Malaysian Open just last week, number 4 on the world ranking, is looking good. But also number 8 Du Yue and Li Jinhui is looking good, and they moved up 2 places since last week.
Service over, 10-11. Play.
Good display here by Nakahara at the net.
Service over, 12-10.
this is definitely where the two Chinese players have to watch out. Because so very often that you see either one of the two Japanese players really closing that net down as quickly as they can. Once again here, this time it was Matsumoto. One step ahead of her partner, Nagahara, and managed to get that one really early. Try to have a look at this one, see that. A good rally, good work, really well worked by the two Chinese. Zheng really had the chance at the net, but that is going long on the back line. Feeling that
11-15.
Lee possibly touched that on the way out, but umpires saying no, and on the pictures here it doesn't really look like they have a case. So 11-15.
Service over, 16-11. Service over, 12-16.
So Lee and Zheng been runners-up in 2 tournaments in their partnership so far. In 2018, the China Masters, the Super 100 tournaments, they got runners-up. And in the Thailand Masters in January, in the Super 300, they also got runners-up the first tournament of this year, the World Tour. Good defensive work by Lee, and that's really beautiful interception by Cheng Yu, closing the gap just to 2 points.
14-16.
Good interception there, Matsumoto.
Service over,
The Japanese pair
17-14.
played 13 open events last year, and they only lost 3 in the opening rounds, first or second, 4 quarterfinals, 1 semi-final. 3 finals they lost, and then they got 2 wins, where they won the Spain Masters and the French Open. And on top of that, of course, as I mentioned earlier, they won the World Championship. So after being 16-11 down, it's suddenly just 1 point in it. And the ZHENG just trailing 1 point, 16-17. So let's see what that sign means. Just a low serve into the centre.
Service over. 18-16.
And that was interesting to see that the two Japanese really did not utilize that very, very good counter-attacking shot by Matsumoto, flat into that deep backhand corner. But they sort of lacked the follow-up, and the Chinese could have got away with it. They did not, as they missed that cross-court drop shot wide of the sideline, but it was very strange to see that the follow-up was not there.
19. Service over. 20. Game point. 17.
So game point has arrived. 20 game points, 17 for Matsumoto and Nakahara, and they only needed one, taking this opening game 21-17.
Won by Mayu Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara. 21-17.
Really good spinning net shot here by Matsumoto. And not possible for Lee to control it. Here we've got the confirmation, 15 minutes, 21-17. The world number 2, Matsumoto and Nakahara from Japan.
ただ前後のハーフと結構いいよ。昨日もビデオ見てた。あとパートナーリーもそうだったけど、少しやわれてすぐ前後者がすぐバックに右左するよ。パンと速いストレート。この頭の中きちんと入れるようにね。右左そういうポジション。
The Japanese have had a very steady start to 2019. They've got one quarter-final, which was last week, where they lost to the eventual winners from China, Chen and Jia Yifan. Then 3 semi-finals, and then they've been at the All-England final. And also there, they actually lost to Chen and Jia Yifan. But that was in 3 games. They won the first 21-18, then they lost 22-20. And the last and final game, they lost 21-11.
20 seconds.
So we are soon ready to begin the second game. Once again, it's Matsumoto.
Second game.
This time starting to serve love or play.
Play. One love.
That was fast play here by Matsumoto, moving in at the net, where she's really very strong. Good interception, managed to finish it. Even May did not have an answer to that one. Oh, that is beautiful. Well played by Cheng Yu. That interception was
Service
really
over.
strong.
1-2.
Oh, the two players here from Japan complaining about the flash. Of course, you're not allowed to use that. That's disturbing the players.
Play. Service over. 3-1. Change. Four, 1.
Chinese duo have to move a little bit forward, move their defensive stance a little bit forward. Because at the moment, as and when they're forced on the defense, then they're standing too far back and it's almost impossible for them to play counter-attacking badminton from a situation like that. But once again here,
Service over.
we have a service fault.
4. Service over. 5-2. Service over. 3-5.
A little bit too many
Service
mistakes.
over. 6.
Don't have a lot of long rallies here in the women's doubles. It's a good lift by Matsumoto. Yeah, that was too much trouble there for Lee. She should possibly have opted to play a backhand shot there instead of the fact that she was trying to go around it and play forehand.
Service
By
over.
Cheng Yu here, really very, very tight net spinning shot. Well, that's something the two Chinese should do some more. They must try to take control of that net, force the lift, and thereby getting better attacking opportunities.
5-7.
And here we see that Chen Yu is opting to serve
8.
an old-fashioned forehand serve and not the backhand serve as what we see in doubles in 99.9% of all services. And I'm sure it's due to the fact that she's concerned about the service faults called by the service judge.
Service over. 6.
But it's been a good year for the two young Chinese players. They have got a quarter-final, a semi-final, and a final in 3 tournaments. Thailand Masters, they got to the final. All England quarter-final. Swiss Open, a semi-final. Yeah, look at that. The idea was great by Matsumoto, but Nakahara got in the way of that shot, trying to find the gap on the forehand side of the two Chinese players.
Out. Service over. 9-7. Service fault.
Once again on Nakahara.
Service over. 8-9.
Service fault has been called. And for us, of course, it's absolutely impossible to see whether that is above 115.
9-0.
後で後悔もう遅いよ、一つ一つ。
Very active at the net, ZHENG. Starting to take more control there at the front of the court, forcing the two Japanese into defense. And it seems to be working.
Wipe the court.
We need the court to be marked after this dive from Lee. But however, all in vain. A good fighting spirit.
Thank you.
自分混乱しないね。前集中前
Play.
前集中。
And ZHENG goes into the mid-game interval with a lead of 11-10. And really taking the fight to the two Japanese, number 2 in the world, on the world ranking, Matsumoto and Nakahara. As and when I was doing my research on the Japanese pair this morning, I was actually quite surprised to see that they have been a partnership since May 2014, which means that they have played almost 5 years together.
Court 1, 20
only
seconds. Court 1, 20
Last year, we
seconds.
suddenly saw how they emerged on the world circuit, and of course shocked everyone as and when they won that World Championship in Nanjing.
少しね、少しだけちょっと高ければもう一回来るから次になってね。今からよ、今からよ。
11-10. Play.
混乱しないね。
Service over. 11-0.
じっくりじっくり立って下がれば押さなくていい。
was a very good cross-court smash.
11.
Across the body there by Matsumoto. Really catching her opponent off guard, trying to have a look at this one. Good attacking work by Nakahara at the front.
Service over. 12. Oh.
And that's definitely an area that Nakahara have to work on. Her defense, not only working on the safety of it, but also be much more proactive.
Out. Service over. 13. 12.
Another example of Nakahara not able to control her defense.
Service over.
Trying to have a look at this one.
13.
Here in trouble, and of course completely selling partner Matsumoto on this one. So Yulei really can be quite happy with the performance of her two young charges.
Fourteen. 13.
Yeah, that was a complete miss hit here. Look at the face of ZHENG. Really not happy, but that's very, very understandable. And here we saw some creativity here by Nakahara, how she was playing that really very difficult shot, beautifully cross-court, trying to look at that, playing like a backhand on the forehand side, going cross-court. That was really well played and very proactive indeed. So the last 3 points got the way of Japan, 16-14 up. I think all four players have done really well in controlling the drift.
Service over. 15-16. Players, play. Service over. 17-15.
Very important to create the angles. You can see here how Matsumoto is creating that angle, and Zheng cannot come around it and intercept it well enough. Always important to create good angles as well. And just 3 points away
15.
from a victory here in the women's doubles, and 3 points ahead as well, Matsumoto and Nakahara.
Service over. 16, 18. Leon.
松本ね、いたでしょ。気もいい、相手もちょうどいいんだから。大丈夫。これ勝負よ。
The attack was well directed by Zheng onto Nakahara, but she responded
Service
well.
over. 19, 16.
もう一回リズム作って、もう一回リズム作って。
We have a challenge on the back line here by Nakahara.
Call out.
Shot is called out on the back line. Yeah, it's way out. Not even close.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Players on court. Service over. 17, 19. Play.
前狙っていいよ、前狙っていいよ。上げたら時間合う、大丈夫。
That is overwhelming statistics when it comes to women's doubles here at Singapore Open. Because the winners in the women's doubles 17 times out of 25 possible has gone to China.
できるよ、できるよ、自信持って。
Oh.
Last 3 points.
できる、後ろ気をつけてね。
It's gone to China. Good play there by Lee. Once again, good interception. Fine. I was so scared there for just a second. For Matsumoto, as you can see, she slipped. Try to have a look at this one. This one, look at that. But everything seems to be okay. And match point has arrived. 20 match point, 19.
Thank you. Players ready on court. So. Quick. Quick. Okay, go. Lead. Service over. 20. Match point. 19.
3番目、前、前、もう一回前、もう一回前。
And Japan takes it. Matsumoto, Nakahara the world champions from 2018, takes this women's doubles 21-17 and 21-19, which means that China has only got one pair left in the draw. And when you consider how dominant China has been in the women's doubles in Singapore Open, chances are that this might go toward Japan. But time will tell. The world champions here safely through to tomorrow's semi-final. Here we got the confirmation. 38 minutes, 21-17 and 21-19 for Matsumoto and Nakahara from Japan.